me and my collagen hot chocolate are reviewing my what the frick I eat in a day and why I eat it. So in this video, we are going over the calorie counts, macronutrient content, carbs, protein, fat of all the meals I ate 2 days ago in my YouTube What I Eat in a Day video. Breakfast, I had 4 eggs and raspberries, and then I started the morning with my slow wellness routine maca collagen hot chocolate. In that collagen hot chocolate, there are 120 calories, 18 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbohydrates, and there's a bit of fiber in there as well. So that was 2 scoops of Organica's collagen chocolate, hot chocolate protein powder, and 1 tablespoon of their organic maca. And then my breakfast, like actually putting food into my body, not just drinking a collagen hot chocolate, that was, there's hair in my mouth, gross. 392 calories, 25.6 grams of protein, and then fat was 21.4 grams of fat. All of that is good, healthy fat. A lot of omega-3s, 6s, 7s, and 9s. These are polyunsaturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acids coming from the egg yolk. Egg yolk also has a lot of saturated fat and cholesterol in it. Personally, I am mindful of my saturated fat intake, but I don't really pay attention to cholesterol intake at all. Actually, yeah, I don't pay any attention to cholesterol, but I do pay attention to saturated fat because saturated fat does increase cholesterol inside of your blood, and too much saturated fat ultimately means too many calories from fat, and that can negatively impact metabolic health and negatively impact heart health. So that was breakfast, 4 eggs, raspberries, and I snacked on some strawberries as well because they were in the fridge and they looked yummy, so I just casually popped them into my mouth. BT dubs, I am 79 days, 0 coffee, and why the frick did I even quit coffee? So basically, I had been drinking coffee every single day for the past 3 years, and I started drinking coffee because I genuinely liked it. It was warm and comforting, and it had body to it more so than tea does, and I just really enjoyed it. And I guess wherever I was getting my coffee from, they were doing a really good job making it because I drank coffee for the enjoyment of it. And then I guess I started becoming addicted to caffeine, or addicted to the stimulus and that oomph of energy early in the morning, because I started doing a really job of making my coffee and I stopped enjoying it. And then also after I drank it, I would just feel gross after I drank my coffee. I would feel ew, I don't want this in my body. I didn't feel good after I drank it, and I didn't enjoy it. That's how I feel about things like pizza, ice cream, pasta, fried food, fast food, or just BS processed food stuff. I just don't want it in my body, and it's just gross, just no thank you. So recently, past few months, I had been feeling that way after coffee, thinking, why the frick did I drink that? I didn't even enjoy it, and I don't think I necessarily wanted it, but I couldn't stop drinking it because I was craving that warmness, that warm bodied beverage in the morning. And then of course my brain had also become dependent and expectant of that boost, that rocket freaking boost of caffeine. I ended up quitting coffee at Easter weekend, and I swear to God, the only reason why I was able to quit coffee is because I have a huge, crazy, rambunctious family. So Easter weekend, 22 of us, literally all my cousins, all aged 20 to 30, were all at my cabin, and also there was only 1 coffee maker, so there was just so much activity going on, so much fun, high energy stuff. Everybody's laughing, having a good time all day long. It was really easy to just forget about coffee and not have coffee. Plus the fact that there's 22 people all waiting for 1 coffee machine. It was just kind of inevitable that some people aren't gonna get to their coffee. So those 3 days, Easter weekend, I had 0 coffee, and I came home and I had no desire for coffee. I was feeling so freaking good. It was so easy to quit coffee. I just was I don't even want this. I don't want this in my body. So that was how I quit coffee. It wasn't really willpower. I don't think I could have done it with just pure willpower at all. It was more that I had better things to do and I had more things to keep me entertained while getting through the first 3 days. And then by the time I got home, I had no desire to put it in my body. What I do instead now is I have my collagen hot chocolate. It's low calorie, high protein, rich in antioxidants and cacao flavonols. Coffee itself also has a lot of health benefits. Some research says that it can improve blood fats, improve metabolic health, and help maintain healthy weight. Other research says that it can increase cholesterol and it might not be that good for you. So I really think it depends on what coffee you're drinking and how you're drinking your coffee. I would drink organic coffee and I would filter it through a bamboo filter, because if your coffee is like grainy and you're drinking those grains, that caffeine can increase cholesterol, and that's negatively impacting heart health. So my number one tip for healthy coffee, don't add sugar, don't add like BS creamers and like sweeteners and all this junk to your coffee. Add raw milk, add coconut cream, add cinnamon or a teensy sprinkle of salt, and filter it through a bamboo filter, and make sure your coffee is organic and glyphosate free. One more thing that's totally transformed my morning routine is just being calm and slow. So when university was in session, my burnout was horrid. My cortisol was so chronically elevated. I would wake up literally starving. I would wake up at 5:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning starving, and all I could think about is like, holy shit, I just like need to eat 11 sardines and 7.5 eggs. It was horrible. I was undernourished, so exhausted and so burned out that my body was just starved of nutrition, starved of nourishment. And so I was craving things like sardines and eggs and steak and bison literally at 6 a.m. in the morning. That was not healthy at all. That's not a healthy way of eating, and that's not properly taking care of my body. So that was something I was really struggling with in first term of university and a little bit of second term of university as well. Changing up my morning routine to make it way more 1,704,10 times healthier. I'm slow and I'm calm in the morning. I'm also not chronically exhausted and burned out. When I wake up with the sun like 6 a.m., 5:30, and the first thing I do is I make that hot chocolate. Then I calmly, slowly sit on the couch, read a book, and I enjoy my collagen hot chocolate. And a little rule I have for myself is I'm not allowed to eat breakfast until after 7 a.m. And the reason why I have that is so I can maintain this calm, peacefulness, slow wellness routine. Because I know for myself, if I'm eating breakfast earlier and earlier and earlier, I'm going to be more stressed earlier in the morning, and that calm, slow energy is just going to be gone. So collagen hot chocolate first thing, and then after 7 a.m. I have breakfast. I pretty much have the exact same thing for breakfast every single day. 4 eggs, and then either olive oil, tahini, or pecorino romano. I'll choose one of these as a healthy fat source, and then fruit or an entire avocado. So what I had for breakfast this morning, which is going to be in a whole entire brand new what I eat in a day video, I had 2 eggs because I ate all of the other eggs yesterday. So I had 2 eggs with pecorino romano and a whole entire papaya. And then this is my second collagen hot chocolate I have going on. That was my super lovely, super healthy, nourishing, slow wellness morning routine. And now let's get into lunch. This was my lunch: 60 grams of pecorino romano raw Italian sheep's cheese and 320 grams of chicken. And this whole entire freaking thing was 799 calories, 114 grams of protein, 34 grams of fat, and then pretty much no carbohydrate. And also, BT dubs, when I was making my lunch, I was literally just shoving arugula into my mouth. And this is a total quirk of mine, but I'm not really interested in adding arugula or spinach to my meals. Like, I'm just not interested in eating a salad. But I really value arugula, kale, quinoa, spinach as nutrient-dense food sources with a lot of really great detox supporting molecules and antioxidants. So what I do instead is when I'm cooking my meal, when I'm cooking literally cheesy chicken, I will just shove arugula into my mouth and eat that. So that way when I get to my meal, it's just pecorino and chicken breast. This lunch was super freaking tasty. It was super low carb, so I had a great big booty day workout before this. And if I was improving this lunch, I would way reduce the fat content. So instead of 60 grams of cheese, I would do 1/4 of that. I would do 1/4 of 60 is 50. I would do 15 grams of cheese instead. That would totally reduce the fat, and that would remove like 300 calories. And then I would add either a banana, or I would have had that quinoa that I said I was gonna have. This lunch is really nutrient dense. There are a lot of good high quality fats in the cheese, but if you are someone that's mindful of calories or mindful of saturated fat content, pecorino ultimately has a lot of saturated fat, so just reduce the cheese content or don't have any of that cheese. You could do tahini instead, avocado instead, or olive oil instead as a healthy fat source. I like to use cheese as a healthy fat source because it's so rich in minerals like magnesium, calcium, and phosphorus. Olive oil has a ton of healthy fats, but it doesn't really have very many minerals, and it's not super rich in vitamins. A high quality olive oil will have a lot of vitamin A and E, and the good fats in that olive oil also help your body better absorb nutrients like vitamin K. But comparing olive oil to cheese, cheese has a lot of minerals, and it also has those same vitamins plus B vitamins like B12, niacin, thiamine, choline, B6, and B5. Next thing I put into my body, 2 pears. And like, hello, of course I ended up eating 2 pears. My breakfast was teeny, my lunch was teensy, and so far my day has been like 0 grams of carbohydrate. And I already told you, like, I had a major booty workout, so of course my body's responding to that lack of carbohydrates with a craving for a snack. I love pears so much. They're crunchy, crisp, hydrating, super nutrient dense. Here's a little cool, funky little fact about me. I'm learning how to speak Russian. Я изучаю русский язык, и каждый день, когда я обедаю, я люблю смотреть русские разные видео на русском языком. I'm messing it up. I don't know what I'm saying. But my point is, I'm learning Russian, and so when I have lunch, I like to watch. I'm so embarrassed right now because I know I screwed up everything that I said. Anyways, when I'm eating lunch, I watch Russian videos to learn the Russian language, and I'm actually pretty good. So that was my little snack, 2 pears, lots of vitamin C, and hydration. Dinner, now I'm getting some carbohydrates into my body, and this is when I actually cooked the quinoa that I lied to you guys about and said that I was gonna have at lunch, but I actually didn't. So dinner, I had quinoa, prawns, and asparagus. And I'm so freaking proud of myself because calmly, patiently, and intentionally, I cooked this meal. So throwing it back to session 1 of university, when I was chronically stressed, burned out, and exhausted, my eating habits were rubbish. The food that I was eating was high quality, nutrient dense, healthy, blah, 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 so good for you. But the way I was eating was really not good for me. I had poor eating habits. I would literally, for dinner, at the end of the day, just crash and burn, and I would end up eating like 400 grams of ground bison and literally blueberries for dinner. And that was it because I was burned out, exhausted. And that wasn't healthy. A lot of nutrition, healthy amino acids, but it's not nourishing my body. So what I'm doing now is I'm working on healthy eating habits, like actually properly crafting a nice meal, taking the time to cook it, and like taking the time to sit down and eat and enjoy my meal. Anyways, miso is a Japanese naturally fermented soybean paste, super healthy for your body. And I put that into my quinoa to kind of like make a miso soupy quinoa. And then the prawns I sauteed in ginger and like this Van City grind steak salt. And then the asparagus, I just steamed it. But the important part is that I sat down mindfully, slowly, and enjoyably enjoyed my meal. This dinner had 350 calories, 40 grams of protein, and 33 grams of carbohydrate, and like a lot of fiber as well. I think it had 8 grams of fiber. Low fat because I already had a lot of fat today. I had so much fat in my lunch from all that pecorino romano. This concludes the critique of the what I eat in a day and why the frick I actually eat it. If you guys got any value out of this video whatsoever, or you want to further look at my critiques and the recipes and the calorie counts, macronutrient information for these meals, go onto my website, nutritionbyelsa.com. This is a free PDF download for you, and you can see the recipes, see the macronutrient content, and then I also made commentary critiquing all my meals and my snacks. If you got any value out of this video whatsoever, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what I can be doing better, and let me know in the comments what you want to see, because ultimately, I know what I eat in a day. I know why I eat what I eat. I am making this content for you guys, so let me know what I can do to make it better. And yeah, go to my website, nutritionbyelsa.com, and download that free PDF with all the recipes, all the nutrition information, and the why the frick I eat what I eat. Okay, see you later, babes. Mwah.